What a glorious day to be a part of this wonderful journey that's unfolding on Dalal Street. How do you rate sentiment after this successful completion of the G20 event?
Really, it was a class apart, and it showed the world that India finally has arrived. It is a moment in the sun, and the G20 clearly, I think, showcased that. So I think overall the mood in the nation is very positive. First for the Chandrayaan, and thereafter we had this G20 event. So on the whole, I think sentiment, the feel good factor is at a multi-year high, as I see just now. And even Wall Street, cannot match what is happening over here on Dalal Street, where we are seeing so many stocks scale to newer and newer highs. And the way the markets are shaping up, I think next few quarters looks to be extremely interesting.
Right. Uh, Deepan, a couple of things. The wisdom that's visible in your graying hair has spanned about 3.5 decades. I just wanted to understand at this kind of a sentiment level, why are our foreign funds and friends net sellers on a fairly large basis? Would you have a view on that?
That is the question you have to ask them. And I'm scratching my head to figure out what is the thing that why FIs are selling. But I think they follow a very straight-jacketed approach to investing. And optically, the price to earnings ratio certainly are on the higher side in India, and that may be keeping them on the sidelines. But you have to go deeper to understand our Indian markets. And this is not a 1 quarter or 1 year story. There are many companies which have got very good earnings visibility for the next 2, 3 years or so. And if you take those earnings into the future, then today's valuations, of course, few stocks are overpriced, but today's valuations also may sustain these price levels. So I'm a bit perplexed why they are continuously selling at these levels. My sense is that once they see some good quarterly earnings, maybe September quarter, December quarter, and the valuations thereafter start to kind of compress because of earnings growth. At that point of time, we may see additional FI inflows.
Right. Deepan, our PCR will be firing the long-term charts of Nifty small cap and the Nifty mid cap index. It's been a blowout calendar year for both these indices, and we've seen a 27-28% rise over the past 9 months, just overshadowing the 9% increase on Nifty. Why are people so aggressively bullish on mid caps and small caps? And do you think, given the experience that you bring to the table, this is a time for extreme caution?
Yeah, it's a very nice question. And it is interlinked to the earlier question you asked as to why FIs are selling. So basically, we have a situation here where domestic investors, being extremely optimistic on the Indian economy and corporate earnings, are buying into equities, and they're absorbing the selling flow coming from the FIIs. And the thing about domestic flows is that they tend to go more into small and mid cap companies. A lot of money is coming into our mid cap funds, and a lot of money is coming into portfolio managers. Individual investors also are very active on the street. So that's why we are seeing so many small mid cap stocks scaling to new highs. And also the major characteristic of the small mid cap companies is that there is not that much of liquidity, and even small amount of buying can result in extraordinary gains, as we have seen. Another aspect to consider is that when more and more money is coming into small mid cap funds as well as portfolio managers, they tend to buy the same stocks which they have bought earlier, and those also start to rally and start to move up at higher and higher
Yes.
levels. It's not that we can find new ideas every day. So that explains why small mid cap companies are going up. And yes, I think that I would like to add a word of caution over here that maybe for the time being, at this point of time, the rally in small mid cap stocks may be a bit overdone. So investors and traders should be a bit more careful if they are buying at these levels.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.